The UK's chief negotiator David Frost pushed hard for the Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership (TTIP), the agreement that indirectly led to today's Brexit deadlock, it has been claimed. For months the key sticking points to agreeing a Brexit deal have been the same: fishing rights and common standards. As the negotiations reach their final state, though, it looks like the latter, also known as the level playing field, might be the last stumbling block. Since the start of the talks, the EU insisted that in order to have access to its single market, Britain needs to sign up to regulatory alignment, creating a level playing field on which EU member states and other countries can trade. On the other hand, Downing Street believes Brexit is about regaining the sovereignty to be able to set its own rules, outside of EU regulations. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has recently hinted at a possible compromise, but an agreement appears far away. Ms. von der Leyen said Britain would not need to be aligned with the EU's standards in the future, but a mechanism would be needed to address potential competitive advantages gained by either side. She said, "We have repeatedly made clear to our UK partners that the principles of fair competition is a precondition to privileged access to the EU market. But this is not to say that we would require the UK to follow us every time we decide to raise our level of ambition." The two sides have only got until December 31 to reach a deal. As the clock ticks down and tensions rise, David Hennig, the UK director of the European Centre for International Economy, has shed light on the main reason Brussels is asking Britain for harder level playing field provisions. The trade expert claimed that the bloc's demands on the level playing field are in fact new and that, indirectly, the UK's chief negotiator David Frost is to blame. Mr. Hennig explained, "Let us go back 5 years to the height of Transatlantic Trade and Investment Partnership (TTIP) discussions. As you may recall, by 2015 TTIP was about as popular in the EU as allegedly the EU is these days in the Red Wall." In order to gain popularity, Mr. Hennig continued, the EU wanted to show there were tough labor and environment protections against undercutting by the nefarious and probably untrustworthy US. However, there was a problem with EU-level playing field provisions in 2015, as the Directorate General for Trade Responsible did not want anything to be enforceable. Mr. Hennig noted, pages of loose commitments, fine. Add more. But apparently enforcement was best done through a good chat.